We're going to look at a couple of the fractional algebra problems that we're going to solve in the assignment. Saw a lot of mistakes on the DC theory stuff when we were manipulating Ohm's law, and so I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of practice on this before we start diving into the deeper stuff. So let's go ahead and solve a couple of these as a sample day before you guys get started on your homework. So look at number 13 here. So cross multiplication is one method I do see some people using, but you can always just move the numbers around independently. Remember, whatever you do to one side, as long as you do the same thing to the other side, you haven't really changed much. So for this one, if you wanted to get the x by itself, all you're really looking at doing is just getting rid of the 6, right? So the 6 is below the dividing line there. So on this side, if we multiply it by 6 over 1, multiply this side by 6 over 1, we haven't really done anything. We just multiplied both by the same number, which is the rule. That means we haven't really changed the value of the variable. So if we cancel out the 6 here, we're left with 6 times 3, which is 18, over 4 equals x. Now 18 divided by 4 gives us 4.5 equals x, which is our answer right there. Here on 14, we can just look at doing the cross multiplication method. So you take the lower number on this side times the higher number on the other side. Or if we remember what these terms are called, there's the numerator, which is on top, and the divisor on the bottom. So if we take the divisor on one side and multiply it by the numerator on the other, we have b times 15 equals 10 times 20. Oops. So 15b equals 200. If you divide both sides by 15, you can get b isolated by itself. So b equals 200 divided by 15. 200 divided by 15 gives us an answer of b equals 13.333. Now if we scroll down to the other page here, we have a couple word problems, but again, we're just doing the same thing that you guys have done before. So in this formula we have here, giving you a formula, and then they're giving you two values. And all you really got to do is plug those in the right spot and then solve for the missing one. So here we have q equals x of l divided by r. We have a value of q, we can plug 60 in for q. In r we have 2, so we don't have x of l, which is what we're solving for. But we do have r, which is 2 ohms. So if we're trying to get x of l by itself, we can multiply both sides by 2. That cancels out. We're left with 2 times 60. So 120 equals x of l. In this case, ohms are our unit. So you can see right here, so you make sure to include that in your answer. So it's just a little bit of practice, and it should be pretty simplistic for some of the stuff you guys have been solving, just to get us started before we start getting into the more lengthy algebra problems, and especially into the trig. All right, hopefully that gives you a little bit of a jump start. If you have any questions, give us a call.